Okay guys, so in my last video I kind of went over some of the pros in Legends of Wrestlemania. A couple of cons, not too many though. Now I'm going to hit the cons pretty hard. Um, while I thoroughly enjoyed the game and I do enjoy still playing it, it's a very beginner's level game. If you haven't played a wrestling game in a few years, definitely pick it up. But if you're more into the advanced combo system of SmackDown versus Raw, leave this one alone. Unless you're a hardcore wrestling fan like I am. The character selection roster, even with the SmackDown versus Raw characters, is kind of light. After all is said and done, maybe 60 wrestlers compared to SmackDown vs. Raw 75. And that's every year. Granted, this is the first effort for THQ for this license, for this franchise. So they're going a little different with it, and I respect that. Another thing, the control scheme's not for everybody. Like I said, if you haven't, it's geared more towards the casual wrestling player. Definitely don't go in with the expectations that, oh, I can play this for a while. You're gonna clear it in a week if it takes you that long. If it takes you that long, I will be impressed. Probably a couple of days at the best. As I was saying in my other videos, the matches are split up into 3 tiers. Relive, redefine, rewrite. One of the things I noticed about the game, on the first Relive match, it's at WrestleMania, it takes place at WrestleMania 3, Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan. One of the achievements in the game is to win a match using nothing but grapple attacks. I thought that was going to be next to impossible because the striking system is so fluid and so easy to use. Not the case. With the Andre the Giant Hulk Hogan match, I won in 3 moves. 3 moves. Kind of disappointing. Andre didn't put up a fight at all. The match starts off with the trading rights, where they pushed each other for the first few seconds of the match, and then Andre went to punch Hulk Hogan, and Hulk blocked him and hit him back. Kind of absurd. Do that. Go for an Irish whip, which immediately turns into a body slam. And then your finisher, which for some reason after you body slam Andre, it automatically boosts up your tier to level 3. You start off at level 1, and it takes a little bit to get to level 3. 3 moves, roughly 30 seconds of a match. I was a little disappointed. Later in the game, playing through one of the rewrite matches, Ultimate Warrior versus Rick Rude. You have to play as the Ultimate Warrior. I've never been a big fan of the Ultimate Warrior. I've always thought he was kind of a hack Sting ripoff. The match started off like all the other matches I've played. I was getting in some really just basic, extremely basic wrestling maneuvers until I got to level 2. Then they start getting a little more powerful. As soon as I get up to level 3, though, momentum of the match changes. Bobby Heenan climbs up on the apron, distracts me. Rick Rude goes in for one of his moves and pins me. It was like the 4th move he'd gotten in all match. So, like I said, the difficulty is a little uneven. It goes from being really simplistic to insanely difficult, just at the drop of a hat. I mean, literally, I played these matches back to back. My biggest gripe, though, I mean, I can deal with the uneven difficulty level, because if I play through the match enough times, I'll eventually get to where, hey, I need to avoid this at this point, blah, 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 whatever. It's the lack of some of my favorite wrestlers. Like I said before, Ricky Steamboat's not in it. Randy Savage isn't in it for obvious reasons. For those of you expecting to see maybe Edge or Eddie Guerrero or Kurt Angle or anybody along the Mick Foley got cut. He was originally intended to be in the game. He got cut from the roster shortly after he left WWE for TNA. But if you're expecting to see like Kurt Angle or Eddie Guerrero or whoever, they're not going to be in here. Like I said, it goes up to WrestleMania 15. There's a possibility of Legends of Wrestlemania 2 coming out that'll go from 15 to 20 and have all the wrestlers from 1 through 15 and then add ones from 15 through 20. Meaning Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, Edge, possibly Kurt Angle, possibly Eddie Guerrero, maybe Mick Foley will come back into the fold. I think that's just Vince McMahon being a little catty. All in all, like I said, I enjoyed the game, not as much as I thought I would. Having played the demo before I purchased the game, I knew what I was getting into, but I really wanted to play as people other than Stone Cold, Andre the Giant, or Hulk Hogan, because on the demo, The Rock is not a playable character. Like I said, all in all, I enjoyed the game. If you are a hardcore wrestling fan, definitely pick it up. If you are a hardcore wrestling fan, you probably already have. If you enjoyed the classic arcade wrestling games of the late 80s, early 90s, such as WrestleMania Arcade, Super WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, any of those games, you're going to enjoy this one too. It's very reminiscent of that. If you're in a nostalgic mood and you watched wrestling growing up and haven't watched it in several years, basically if you stopped watching it WrestleMania 14 or 15, pick it up. You're bound to find something in it that you'll truly like. However, if you're not a hardcore wrestling fan, if you enjoy wrestling on occasion, if you're too young to remember the WrestleMania arcade games, don't touch this game. You'll be sorely disappointed. If you're into wrestling, if you're wanting to see what the wrestling games are all about, definitely pick up SmackDown vs. Raw. I would even go so far as to say pick up TNA Impact. Do not pick this game up if you are not a wrestling fan. There's a lot of fan service in there. Videos before the matches that explain what happened during the match and everything. It's really, it's made with the fans at heart. So, again, if I had to give it out of a 5 rating, I would give it probably a 3. It's not terrible. It's not fantastic. But it is fun to play, and it's definitely fun to play with another person. So, stay tuned. I believe possibly my next review will be either X-Men Origins Wolverine, the game, or the movie, or both, depending. Or I may do one before that and do Guitar Hero Metallica. If you know me, you know how I feel about the game already, but I really feel like that people should know how amazing that game is, and I want to go over the feature list. So, like I said, 3 out of 5. Not bad. And thank you guys for watching. Take it easy.